Welcome back, CATatoes, to my channel for a new episode of the K-Drama Legacy Generation 1 Fisherman's Daughter, episode 12. So, in the last episode, it happened. Yoonah and Hyung-sik finally kissed. The moment was right and things just happened, and so now the two can't wait to keep on seeing each other. And Yoonah also found out from Min that her and Do Hwan are officially in a relationship, and so she couldn't be happier for them. However, now it's starting to weigh on her mind about what her and Hyung-sik are exactly. So, because after all, he doesn't live in Sulani. He's just here visiting, and for how long she has no idea. And that is where it leads us to the start of today's episode. Ever since that night under the stars with Hyung-sik, things had never been the same. We tried to see each other when we could. He often would sneak over near my house to catch me on my way out to work. When I wasn't working, we did so much together, like trying out jet skis. Well, trying them out for me, really. Even though I'd lived on the island my whole life, I'd surprisingly never ridden one. My family wasn't the daredevil adventurous type. I'd been on plenty of boats since my dad was a fisherman, but never anything else. At least, not like this. Hyung-sik was amazing at it, like he was with a lot of things. Honestly, I would have been content just watching him ride the waves. After all, he looked a lot better doing it than I did. Once he'd had enough of that, we attempted to build a sandcastle together. I have to admit, it wasn't terrible. At least, I felt I did better at it than I did with the jet skis. On some weekends, he even came to help my mom and I out at the fish market in town. He carried all my dad's fish and helped Mom set her booth up. I could tell my mom was enjoying all the other ladies checking out the handsome young man helping her. I knew that look all too well. She was definitely going to be bragging to them about him. Hyung-sik didn't seem to catch on since he just simply wanted to help. It took a bit of convincing to get him to leave. We often met up with Min and Do Hwan. We hadn't quite done the official double date that Min wanted, but hanging out as a group of friends was always fun. I could tell Do Hwan really liked having another guy around. Not to mention, he seemed to have a special bond with him after that whole incident with Colt. I did have to say, they seemed to balance each other out pretty well. Min and I would spend our time chatting while the guys hung out. Neither one of us could believe what was going on. We felt on cloud 9. Of course, mine was a bit different. After all, at least Min knew what her and Do Hwan were. As for me, I wasn't sure. Everything was going so great. I was happier than I'd ever been before. Most of the time, I just focused on living in the moment. After all, it was the only thing I could really do to keep myself from worrying. That is, until my living in the moment philosophy came crashing down. It was a gorgeous afternoon. The weather, wind, waves, just the whole atmosphere was perfect. Hyung-sik had asked me to go to lunch. There was a nice place in town that I'd never been to, since the prices were a bit out of my range. But he said he wanted to treat me. As he put it, if I wanted to be a successful chef one day, I needed to try food from some of the best. The restaurant was beautiful. It was modern, while still carrying that island feel. We were quickly escorted to our table and took our seats. The menu was full of things I'd never heard of before. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious about them all. Seeing the way they made each dish look had me so intrigued. After several minutes of internal debates, I finally made up my mind. After placing our order, Hyung-sik gazed across the table at me and smirked. That smirk, it gets me every time. His eyes, too. How was it even possible that I was with him? My heart fluttered the more I thought about it. Just then, we heard a ringing. Pulling his phone out of his pocket, he looked at the screen. I could tell he didn't seem too pleased about it. He stood up. I have to take this. I'll be as quick as I can. I'm sorry. If the food gets here before I get back, don't wait for me. Go ahead and dig in. I nodded my head and gave him a smile. I was curious about who the call was from, but knew it wasn't my business. Well, it could be, if he wanted to tell me. Now that I found myself alone, I took the time to really study out the restaurant. Everything seemed so put together, orderly, but still had an air of excitement. Even the workers seemed to find joy in their work. I found myself taking mental notes for my own future reference. Suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed someone coming up to our table. My mouth opened in shock. Standing in front of me was none other than Mrs. Park, Hyung-sik's mother. She had a small smile at the corners of her mouth, but in no way did it seem natural. Well, well, well. What do we have here? Do my eyes deceive me into thinking my son is actually out on a date? She looked at me curiously. I could feel myself flush. Well, before I could even give her an answer, she asked for my name. Yoonah Yu. She raised her eyebrow. Miss Yu, She quickly gave me the up-down. And I assume you're from here? I nodded my head. Of course you are. Why am I not surprised? I wasn't quite sure how to take her tone. I'm not sure what you mean. She continued staring with no response. You're Mrs. Park, right? She took a deep breath, sat down, and placed her hands on the table. What is it that you want? Money? Attention? Prestige? I was taken aback. Everyone wants something, and you're no exception. I was completely speechless. Who was she to assume that I was in this for nothing but material reasons? And acting like she knows me? That I'm no different from other people? I could feel a touch of anger beginning to well up inside of me. But before I could even respond, she continued. Don't bother to answer. Whatever your intentions, enjoy them while they last, for my son has no future here. He knows where he belongs, unlike others. At this, she gave me a stern gaze. While my son is quite the charmer, don't get the wrong idea. He knows very well how to separate work from pleasure. She stood up, taking a few steps before turning back around. Don't be too saddened by it. You're not the only heart he's broken. Many a beauty have longed to be with him, but he knows where his priorities lie. With that, she turned back around and left. I sat still, my mind in complete disarray. What was that about? What was she talking about? First off, she didn't have to be so rude and make so many assumptions about me. But what did she mean about all that stuff she said about Hyung-sik? Was I just a fling? Someone he was spending time with just for fun, to kill the time? And I'm not the only one that's wanted to be with him? How many have there been? Was he serious with any of them? Were they all just flings too? My mind was racing. Just then, Hyung-sik came back to the table. Hey, sorry about that. One of my buddies from back home was in a bit of a bind, and so His voice trailed off as he noticed my distant expression. Yoonah? Is everything okay? You seem off. He waited quietly for my response. However, I wasn't sure what to say or do. Did something happen while I was gone? What? He stopped abruptly as I stood up. Yoonah? I bit my lip, trying my hardest to hold my swirling mix of emotions inside. I'm sorry, Hyung-sik. There's something I need to go do. Thank you for inviting me out to lunch. I'm sorry I couldn't stay. I quickly bowed and turned to leave. I could hear Hyung-sik standing up, calling out to me. Yoonah! Hey, Yoonah! As I left, I could feel tears beginning to creep their way along the brims of my eyelids. This wasn't how I had planned the day to go at all. Things were going so good. Why did I have to run into her? What did she mean about everything she said? Was it true? Was I nothing but fun for him? All the doubts I had been suppressing came rearing their ugly heads. I was at a loss of what to do, and the hurt and guilt in my heart at how I had just left him was too much. Right now, more than anything, I just needed to be alone. Wow, can you guys believe what just happened? So Yoonah is feeling very frustrated and upset and intimidated and whatnot. So she has decided to be alone for a bit. She doesn't know what's going on. And she just, to herself, she's like, I gotta be by myself. I need to spend some time just relaxing. So she's going to come and swim some laps, I believe. Yeah, swim around to try to cool herself off because Guys, she was not expecting to run into Hyung-sik's mother of all people, and then for her to say those things, like she's feeling so uneasy about things with Hyung-sik because she's like, well, what did she mean by all of that? Does he have other girls that he's into right now? Am I just a fling? What's going on? And like, why is she getting herself all involved? Like, I know they've got this whole business thing, but like, does his mom like really care who he's with? And there's just a lot of unknowns, but his mom is very intimidating, like she's a powerful woman, obviously, owning businesses and things. And oh my gosh, that fish is huge. I would not want to swim near that fish. That is a little bit terrifying to me. So maybe we'll have her just try to snorkel or something for a minute to try to help her calm down. This poor girl, she's also feeling dazed because she feels a bit overworked. And she doesn't have actual work, I think, for like another, 3 days. So she's got a little bit of time off. So regardless, she's like, I just need to be alone. Like she doesn't even want to talk to Min about it. And that's kind of saying quite a bit because Min is her bestie. And to not want to even talk to her friend about it, it's just like she doesn't want to think about the possibilities or prospects of things that might happen or could be, I guess you could say. So she just wants to be alone. There's dolphins! OMG! Oh my gosh! Can we play the Wait, what did it say? The dolphin is deciding if it likes you? Oh my gosh, this is so cute! I didn't know you can interact with the dolphin. Oh my gosh! I'm so excited! Oh no, the dolphin must have decided it didn't like us. No, come back, please. Will another one of you come back? One of you, please? I want to interact with a dolphin. Will this one? Will this one? Come on, at least one of you. Oh, I wanted this to happen. Okay, Hyung-sik, what are you calling me about? No, we're not going on a date right now. We don't know how we feel about you. I'm really sad about the dolphins. I really, really want a dolphin to like do something with me. Like what happens when you touch the dolphins? I don't know, but that was exciting. Oh my goodness. I'm hoping it happens again. Maybe if we snorkel again. I don't know, but they're so cute. Look at them. Okay, I need to stop oohing and awing over the dolphins and get back to what we are here for, which is the story, the K-drama, the tea, right? So yes, so she is just needing to have some time for herself and her. No, that doesn't make sense. But okay, let me just talk as if I was her, for me, myself, and I, because I don't know how to say it the other way. So yeah, she's just trying to enjoy nature and clear her thoughts. So I was really hoping that we might get a dolphin again, but it looks like maybe we're not. But she is finally calming down. Relaxing swim. A good swim is a great way to relax and relieve some stress. She's loving fitness. She's on an adventure. So she is feeling really good. But yes, she does have a bit of mental fog. And it looks like we could definitely, I think, get her promoted next time she goes to work. So I'm thinking that could definitely be a goal for us. But yeah, so she has been out here for quite a while. She knows it's getting late. Did you guys see that? There was a dolphin like jumping. Is it gonna happen again? Come on, dolphins, please don't abandon me. You're all swimming around so fast. Okay, she's gonna go back and snorkel, but that's not what I want. But anyways, okay, I'm just gonna be done with that because we should probably send her on home and see how the family is doing. Yoonah has just gotten back to the house, and so as to keep her family from suspecting anything unusual, she's just coming in to make some seaweed ramen for everyone. She's like, oh, hey, how are you, Dad? How was fishing today? He's like, oh, it was good. And he can tell just by his daughter's facial expressions that something seems a little bit off, and he's not quite sure what it is, but he's a little bit concerned. He wants to make sure. He's like, hey, honey, I'm going to have him join her cooking just to see if they can have a little chitty chat while she's doing that. He's like, here, I got some crab and here's some spices I picked up when I was on my way home. She's like, oh, thanks, Dad. I think that'll be a great addition. And he's like, you seem a little disheartened. Are you all right? She's like, oh, it's no biggie, Dad. Like, it just, same old, same old. Just, had a few things go down today, but it's nothing that you need to worry about. And he's like, okay, honey, well, if you're sure. But that's honestly still not enough for Chin-hae to want to totally believe her, because he knows that his daughter kind of hides a lot and keeps things to herself because she doesn't like to worry other people. But look at her. She's looking beautiful. She looks so cute. And of course, Soa is just out here being herself, being a mom, being all up in her business. And Hanyul, we do need to talk with our sis. I feel like we haven't talked to her in a while. So let's go ahead and have our sister come and grab a serving. We're going to have Dad come and grab some. And Mom, it is time for dinner for everyone. So yeah, let's see how Hanyul's doing. She's like, hey sis, how's school going? She's like, same old, trying to get my grades up for Mom so she'll get off my back. And Yoonah's totally, she gets that. So she's just laughing, looking at it and everything. And so she's like, what about, are you deciding anything about what you want to do for when you graduate? And she's like, oh my gosh, please don't talk to me about that. Like, you and Mom are just the same. She's like, no, Hanyul, I don't mean it like that. I was just trying to make conversation. And Yoonah's kind of feeling bad now because she's like, everything she's doing is making it worse. And look at Hanyul, like, she is so mad, festering bitterness. She cannot stand being around a sim she has a grudge against. So, girl, you need to calm yourself down, okay? And Yoonah, you're such a sweetheart. Thank you so much for cleaning up. And wow, that meal was gone fast. So we'll get her to also clean this one up. And Soa, how are you doing, honey? It looks like we have gotten all the laundry put away, which is great. Poor Barum needs to eat, so we'll come out here and fill up his bowl. And how's dear old Dad? He's pretty tired and he does have to get up early for work again, I believe. So we'll go ahead and send him on to bed, as well as our mom. Everyone is pretty exhausted, and it looks like Yoonah, what is she wanting to do? I don't think she's got anything major. Oh, wow, this laundry is really full. So let's go ahead and have her wash it in the tub. She just wants to try to help out because, again, she wants to get her mind off of the woes in her world. I love how she's like aggressively taking it out on the laundry. She's just, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe everything that happened today. Like, that was just so unexpected. Like, I don't even know what to say to him. And honestly, guys, Hyung-sik's been sending her so many texts. He's been like, hey, Yoonah, are you all right? Like, why aren't you talking to me? What happened? Something had to have happened while I was gone. Please say something. Let me know that you're okay. Did I do something? And oh, look, it's our daddy's best friend, Songo. What's up? He just was like, I gotta let my buddy know about this catch I got today. He just can't let it go. So anyways, but yeah, she hasn't found what she wants to say yet. Like, part of her is like, she wants to leave him hanging because she's full of uncertainty and she doesn't like that he's making her feel uncertain. But then she also knows that that's not the best thing to do or the right thing to do. And so this girl, I get it. There's a point, I feel like, especially when you're like a teenager, like where you've got so many emotions and you don't know what you're doing. And she's never really been in a relationship. So I feel like that is something that is like, what's the good word I'm looking for? It's just something that really like gets on her nerves because she doesn't know what to do and she wants to know what to do. And I think this could be a great opportunity for her to come and commune with the spirits at the island. Maybe they'll be able to give her some kind of advice or something to help ease her troubles. So let's have her just finish up this laundry real quick, see if we can get that done. All right, there we go. That is fantastic, girl. Now come on, commune with the spirits. See if it'll help calm you down. She's like, I've got so much going on right now in my life. I'm really hoping that maybe if I have faith that things will just really work out the way that they're meant to. And let's see what we got. Island luck. Yoonah has been granted good fortune, improving her skill and motive gains. That is perfect and fantastic. Oh my goodness, Yoonah, girl, you are full of luck. Talking to those island spirits really did it for you. So she's going to get those put up for her mom, and she's going to replace the laundry water. We'll go ahead and have her use the bathroom and then head on to bed, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Yoonah has woken up feeling a bit inspired and confident, especially after getting blessed by the island spirits. So she is currently doing some gourmet cooking, and she just reached level 3, and she can prepare herb-crusted salmon, spinach frittata, and maki rolls. She also learned a cool new fancy spices trick move. So that way we were able to work towards our aspiration here. So we need to reach level 5 of the gourmet cooking skill, level 8 of the culinary career, and cook 3 gourmet dishes at a single event. So yeah, I guess maybe during an event or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but we do need to clean this up. And okay, yes, send her on alone. Hanyul, you will do great. Good luck at school. Finish your food, please, and then head on out. Yoonah's father has just gotten home from work from being out on the fishing boat, and oh my goodness, Soa, what did you make out there? Blue steak? Okay. I didn't ask for you to do that. Looks like she is just like cooking away. We're gonna put this away in the fridge so it doesn't go bad. And now she's getting some of Yoonah's chicken saltimbocca that she made this morning, which is great. But yeah, so Chin-hae has just gotten home. He is feeling pretty tired, but he is gonna go ahead. We're gonna have him take a shower because he always feels gross when he gets back from work. So Yoonah is gonna come out here and she's gonna do just a little bit of meditation to try to help calm her mind down. And it looks like, so girl, didn't you just grab this? Like, my goodness, she's just putting food in all sorts of places. And poor Barum is really, really wanting to go for a run or at least some kind of a walk. So I think I'm going to have Soa actually do that. Oh, outdoor studying. The teacher announces some outdoor study time to get the kids out of the classroom for a while. Should Hanyul take her studying outside or just go hang outside with her friends until it's time to come back in? She is honestly going to play outside. That's so her. After 30 minutes of laughing and having fun with friends, Hanyul feels totally refreshed and ready to get back to work. It's almost like her brain functions better when she's well-rounded. Of course, that would work out perfectly for her. That is hilarious. But okay, Barum, I know, bub, you're trying to like get anybody and everyone to take you on a walk. So I'm going to let Soa take you on a nice long walk. She looks like she's done eating. She just needs to get up. I don't know why she's frozen. Soa? You going to get up? Okay, I don't think she is, so I'm just going to have to reset her. Okay, and now let's try this again. So I'm trying to get her to take you for a walk, okay? There he goes. Okay, hopefully he goes in. Let's just make sure that he is. Is he going in the house? Barum? There he is. Okay, I think, yeah, she is going to take him on a walk now. Phew. Okay, but before he goes to swim, now that he's relaxed and ready, I'm going to have Chin-hae, he's going to talk to Yoonah for a minute. He's like, hey, honey, I really wanted to talk to you about a few things. And she's like, yeah, what is it, Dad? And he's like, you want to go fishing with me? We haven't really gone fishing for a little bit, and I think it would be really good. And she's like, you know what, Dad? That sounds great. Let's head over to our spot. And he's like, definitely. So come on, honey, let's go. So we're going to head over fishing in our usual location. And oh, yep, they like jokes. Definitely. Of course, I could see that. So let's have them come over here to, I don't even know what you want to call this, just the dock, and have them fish. So for some reason, no matter where I go, which I'm assuming must be some new glitch, it is not allowing them to go fishing in any location. Like, it keeps saying that they can't get to it, which makes no sense. Like, you click the sign and say go fishing together, and then they just do this. So that must be something new going on. I'm not quite sure. So anyways, I guess for right now, we'll just have them come over and they will build a sand sculpture together while they are talking and chatting and whatnot. That way we can at least try to have something happening. And Yoonah, girl, where are you? Okay, so because it's The Sims, they never do what you want them to. So they're finally building a sand sculpture together. Wow, it's actually pretty good. I'm impressed. So he's just like, hey, honey, so I really wanted to talk with you about several things. And she's like, yeah, well, what is it, Dad? And he's like, well, I could definitely tell that something is off with you. Like, please tell me, like, what's going on? I want to help you. And even though you told me earlier that everything's fine, I know better than that. And she's like, well, Dad, I guess, okay, I'll tell you, Dad. So, you know Hyung-sik, right? And he's like, yeah, of course, honey. That's that nice young man, right? And she's like, yeah, well, he invited me out to lunch yesterday or the other day, and like we had a really great time. Like we were gonna order our food and he had to go take a phone call and he left, and his mother ended up showing up and came and talked to me, and he's like, oh yeah, that's definitely kind of awkward. Have you met her in person before? She's like, not quite. Like it was definitely a little bit strange. And he's like, okay. Like, well, what happened? What did she say to you? And she's like, well, basically she told me that in a way her son's too good for me, and that there's lots of other girls that are into him, and that it's not to what's the right word for it? Not to get my hopes up, and that I'm basically just a fling. And he's like, oh, well, what did Hyung-sik say when you talked to him? She's like, oh, that's just it, Dad. I didn't talk to him about it. I kind of just left. Like he showed up and I told him I had to go, and he's like, honey, like why would you do that? Like that's not anything you need to do. I mean, now of course you're going to be asking a lot more questions than, getting answers. You need to talk to him. And she's like, I know, Dad, I know, okay. And whoa, where did Hyung-sik go? Like, oh, he's like way over here. Get your booty over here. And so he's like, honey, let me tell you a story. A story, Dad? Yeah, honey, a story. So when I met your mother, okay, her parents did not approve of me either. And she's like, Grandma and Grandpa? Yes, Grandma and Grandpa. So they didn't approve of me. They didn't want their daughter to marry a fisherman. They wanted her to find someone who was a lot more successful so she could have a really happy and successful life. And, but that still didn't stop me. And your mom, she was more of a people pleaser. And so she did what she could to make her parents happy. And so for a while, we actually saw each other in secret. And Yoonah's kind of like taken aback. She's like, seriously, Dad? You and Mom like saw each other in secret? Like that's kind of crazy. And he's like, I know. It seems a little bit, strange for me and your mom, but it is what we did. Regardless, after we saw each other for a while, we realized how strong we really felt about each other. And your mom actually then decided to confront her parents and told them that she was going to marry me. But, the funny thing was that I hadn't even proposed yet to your mom. I hadn't really even talked about marriage. And, it's just like, oh my gosh, that's so Mom, isn't it? He's like, yep, that's your mom's style. And she's a people pleaser, but when she really wants something, she just goes for it. And I was what she wanted, which, Yoonah can't help but laugh because it really is. That just is so her mom. But, Chin-hae, he's like, the main thing that I want you to know is that some relationships take time and others happen in the blink of an eye. So regardless of when it's right, it'll just make itself known. And regardless of what others think, just listen to what makes you happy. If you have doubts, talk about them. Keeping them to yourself never solves any problems. You need to talk to Hyung-sik. And he's telling her too that Hyung-sik doesn't really strike him as the type of guy that like her mother or that his mother mentioned, like someone being like as crazy and oh my gosh, girl, where are you going to swim? Like she's like going all the way over here. Look at this water. That looks kind of cool. So we'll just have them swim together over here. Okay, they're together again. So now I can continue what I was talking about. So, but yeah, he's like, I don't think Hyung-sik strikes me as that type of a person. His mother, I think she might just be trying to give you a hard time. She seems like someone that's pretty stubborn, so I'm sure she has her reasons, but Hyung-sik seems like a very responsible young man. Like I don't think he's like a flirt. He's like, now Do-hwan, he definitely strikes me as more of a flirty type guy, but at the same time he's very devoted, and I know that him and Min are together, and I'm super happy for them. I think they'll be totally fine. So Yoonah she's really grateful for her dad taking the time to talk with her about everything. And so she's like, Dad, please don't tell Mom about this conversation. Like, I don't want Mom getting involved and getting all excited thinking about something that might not happen. And he agrees. He totally understands where she's coming from, because he knows how strong her mom can come on, and they both don't want to get her too excited about something that may or may not happen. So yeah, because Yoonah's like, I don't know if it's going to happen and work out with me and Hyung-sik. Like, it's just, we're trying to figure things out as we go, and that's just the way it is. And look at you, girl, reaching level 6 of your fitness skills. She can show off her muscles to other Sims and swim even faster than before. Way to go, girl. Way to go. Also, can we just take a moment to look at how beautiful this evening sky is here? Oh, I love these purple tones. They are just gorgeous. It is the next morning, and Yoonah is feeling a lot more light, I guess you could say, after spending time with her dad yesterday and getting to talk with him about the things going on with her and Hyung-sik. She feels a lot more confident and understanding, and how her father told her, you just need to talk to him. Nothing's going to get solved unless you do. And so she did wake up to more text messages from Hyung-sik asking her, like, hey, are you okay? Please, like, it's been like 2 or 3 days. Like, I want to hear from you. And oh my goodness, she's reached level 4 of her gourmet skill. Level 5. Oh, how did she get it like 2 skills that fast? But I mean, she did get blessed again with island luck, so like it improves her skill and motive gains. Like, is that how that works? Oh my goodness, that's crazy. So let's just read this really quick. So she can prepare prosciutto wrapped asparagus. Food made by her also grants the delicious dish moodlet. She can also prepare SimCity cheesecake, tiered cake, and nigiri rolls. And she has learned the cool new air slice trick move. So she is doing really, really well. But anyways, so she is, as you guys could see, she had her phone out, and she's finally, after thinking about it a lot, she's finally mustered up the courage to send a message back to Hyung-sik. And basically, she's just asked him, hey, I'd really like to talk with you. Can we meet up tomorrow night? I have plans tonight with my family, but I really want to talk things out with you about what happened. And he's like, yes, Yoonah, absolutely. Like, he has no hesitations with responding to her, because literally this poor boy has probably been on the edge of his seat wanting to know what in the world is going on, because he has no idea that his mom was there. So there is a lot that needs to be said between these two, and that's gonna happen. We're gonna make sure that it happens. So anyways, she has decided today that she's gonna help her mom out. Her mom has some errands that she would like for her to do for her. And also, as you guys can see, it's kind of raining. It was pouring earlier this morning, and then it stopped, and now it looks like the storm is coming in again. So we are just trying to help our mom get things taken care of. There was laundry out on the line earlier. We had to run and grab that before the rain started up again. And oh my gosh, of course this is broken. Of course it is. But it does look like we have enough simoleons, so we're just going to replace it since our dad is not at home yet. And of course I have a last exception. Oh, just kidding. It looks like our dad is home. He was out here trying to sell some fish, and it looks like Soa was trying to help. And she's like, Mom, you guys need to come in. It looks like the storm is going to get pretty bad. I think this is it's monsoon season. Like, you got to be careful. Why don't we all just come inside and we can watch TV together or something and just chat? Like, I don't want you guys sitting out here. And so, poor girl, she's trying to make sure her parents are going to be okay. Oh, it looks like they did listen to her. There they go inside. But it looks like she has been wanting to chat with Do-hwan, so I figured we could go and message him just to see what he says if he's at home. social. Let's just send him a text really quick. She's like, hey, Do-hwan, are you available? I'd like to talk with you for a minute. Like, can I come by? And he's like, yeah, sure. So we're going to go and visit Do-hwan's place, which I realized I have never shown you guys before, where he lives up more towards the mountains. So yeah, let's get going. Welcome everyone to where Do-hwan lives up here on the mountain. As you guys can see, there are all these apartments or little houses up here. And so a lot of different people live here. So it looks like they are heading somewhere together. Well, I thought they were going to be heading in there together. But oh, Do-hwan looks like he needed to take a shower. He was feeling it. I'm pretty sure, I don't think that one was his apartment, but anyway, so it looks like we have someone else taking a bath. Do we have anyone else down here? Oh my gosh, there is Hakun Wong in the like little storefront that is down here. But if I'm not mistaken, I think, oh, there is a baby bassinet up there. But I think that this one I thought was his apartment, but I could be wrong. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna just come and chat. So I want to come and have us sit together, and that way they can just get warm under the kotatsu. And she's just watching some TV. I think maybe I'll have her switch it to the cooking channel. That way she can get some ideas and work on her cooking skills. So he's like, hey, so what's up, Yoonah? What do you want to talk to me about? And she's like, well, actually, I wanted to talk about Hyung-sik. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. Like, what's going on? And she basically gives him the rundown of what happened. And he's like, Yoonah, I feel like you should know him better than that. Like, he is not that kind of a guy. Like, go talk to him. She's like, I am, Do-hwan. Like, we're meeting up tonight or tomorrow night and everything, because obviously it's raining today, and it's just, I got plans with my family and everything. And he's like, Yoonah, it's gonna be fine. Like, don't be stressing about it. And she's like, okay. He's like, have you talked to Min? No, I haven't talked to Min about it. Like, I didn't want to bother her. Things have been going so good with the two of you. I don't want her worrying about me. And he's like, your secret's safe with me. I won't tell her anything, but everything's going to be just fine. Like, you two need to not stress out about it. And she really appreciates Do-hwan lending her an ear to just let her vent about all of her problems. And I appreciate that too. So anyways, I think that is enough spending time with him. We're just going to have kind of a few little jokes with him and just enjoy hanging out, because we've never actually been to his place. So, we're just like talking about the neighborhood and everything that goes on here. And he's talking about some plans with some dates with Min he has coming up. So there's just a lot of fun things. But anyways, I think I'm going to have her just chat a little bit longer, and then I'm going to have her head on back home because she's got to finish running errands for her mom, and I will see you guys later. Hanyul has gotten home from school, and Yoonah has asked her if she wants to hang out for a bit because they haven't had sister time in forever, and there's just been so much going on. And so she's trying to spend time with her family. And so we're going to have her come on over. We're going to brighten her day, express our admiration, and apologize. I don't know what we did, but we did upset her the other night. But she's just like, hey, listen, Hanyul, like, I want to catch up with you. I feel like there's just been so many things going on lately, and we haven't had time to just chat. And she's like, yeah, no, I do agree. I'm sorry about snapping at you the other night. Just, mom's really been harping on me about my grades and things like that. And Yoonah gets it more than anybody. She's like, absolutely. I totally understand, Hanyul. Like, if anyone does, it's me, because, mom did it to me all the time. I mean, I am the oldest, so she did it to me first. And so Hanyul, she really appreciates how much Yoonah is there for her. And Yoonah's just like, when I asked you, like, if you had thought about it, I wasn't trying to be like mom. I was just literally out of my own curiosity. And she's like, well, I haven't really thought a whole lot about my future quite yet. Like, I'm still working on it. And so I'm just, I'm still trying to figure things out. And Yoonah's like, okay, well, what about, relationships? Have you been thinking about anything like that? And she's like, actually, sis, I have. There's someone that I'm kind of interested in, and I'm not really sure oh, what I think about it, but he's really cute. He's really handsome, but I don't think he's interested in me. And she's like, well, you just got to take your time with it. And she's like, what about you, sis? What about you and that Hyung-sik guy? He's pretty cute. And she's like, yeah, actually, things have been going pretty well with us, but we had something kind of happen the other day, but I talked to Dad about it, and he's really given me some encouragement, so we're going to talk about it. Not tonight, but tomorrow. And she's like, oh my gosh, well, I really hope that it works out. Like, do you need anything? Like, is there anything I can help you with? Like, do you need a pep talk? And Yoonah's just like, sis, no, but thank you so much. Like, I appreciate the support, but I think I've got this. She's like, of course you do. She's like, I mean, he's so cute. Like, please don't mess things up with him. And Yoonah's like, oh my gosh, sister, like, please don't talk to me like that. Like, I know he's cute. And she's like, yeah, I know. Like, I don't want to, like, if you end up marrying this guy, like, I want to have a good looking brother-in-law. Like, I don't want to be embarrassed. And she's just, oh my gosh, Hanyul, don't be so shallow. Oh my gosh, that was so loud. Where did that strike? It was so close. That was terrifying. Oh my gosh, that guy has every right to run out of here scared to death. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. And our sister's getting a cannoli. Are we getting a cannoli? Oh, we got a pan au chocolat. And this is Mean's dad. So we're like, hey, how's Mean? He's like, oh, she's working at the fashion boutique right now. And so, of course, she doesn't, oh, this girl's pregnant. But anyways, it has been so nice getting to chat with our sister, and I'm glad to see things are going well. So we're going to spend our rest of our evening just hanging out with our family and probably cook dinner for them and just stay in from this horrible storm with this monsoon and everything. So thank goodness we didn't plan on going out tonight to talk to Hyung-sik, because this is insane. Like, this is really intense. And oh my gosh, this person, you need to get off of this boat. You're making me so nervous for you. Like, this is a torrent. It is a downpour. So Yoonah's like, hey sis, I think we need to get back because mom has nonstop stopped texting me. Nonstop stopped texting me. That doesn't make sense. Was nonstop texting me because she's so worried about us. So let's hurry on home before anything else happens. And she's like, yeah, let's go, because I don't think this is stopping anytime soon. And what are those? Oh, those are chickens. Okay. I thought they were like reddish, pinkish doves, and I was very confused. Anyways, okay guys, I will see you later. I know I said I'd come back later, but I just had to let you guys see this. Apparently Hanyul got struck by lightning. She is literally walking around with sparks coming off of her, and thank goodness nothing worse happened. Yoonah will be getting home any minute from her night back at work, and I'm really excited because I'm pretty sure we should get that promotion here, and I cannot wait. She has worked so hard for this, so let's see, bring it on. Yes, select a branch for Yoonah U, so she could become a chef or a mixologist, and of course we are going to go the chef route because she wants to open up her own restaurant. Chef, it takes a special touch to craft exquisite food. Begin your journey of making Sims weak in the knees with a dangerously delicious dish. Rewards include the ability to make higher quality cakes. So she is the head caterer, which is fantastic. So she's going to be making 52 simoleons an hour. She works from 3 to midnight. Oh, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But that is amazing. So she's been promoted to head caterer. She'll now make an additional 9 simoleons per hour for a grand total of 52. She's also received the following bonus: 691 simoleons and the Positronic Pro Magnetic Knife Rack. So, all right, fantastic work, girl. So she has gotten home. I'm going to have her use the bathroom. And then, guys, we've got to go and meet up with Hyung-sik. He has told us to just come and meet us, or to meet him over at his dad's house. So that is where we are going to be heading out to. Yoonah and Hyung-sik have arrived at his dad's house, and they, of course, there's like all these random people here, and I don't know why, so just pretend that they're not. We're trying to have them just chat and hang out. So she's like, hey, so I'm really sorry about what happened the other day. And he's like, yeah, like, please, Yoonah, tell me what happened. And so she goes into detail and tells him everything that happened about his mom showing up, what she said, and he is like furious. And he immediately wants to call his mother and just tell her what he thinks. But Yoonah, she's like, no, no, Hyung-sik, please, please just calm down. And she kind of brings him back down to earth and just lets him know, like, hey, just don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about what your mom said. And, you know, I have faith in you. And he's like, are you sure? And he's like, listen, you know, yes, there are plenty of girls that wanted to date me, but I was never interested in them. After all, like, in the world that I'm kind of from, like, they're all pretty materialistic. And he's like, you know, and what my mom said, you know, it's kind of true in the sense of like, yeah, I do know how to like separate business from pleasure and things like that. Like, that's not anything that's like really hard for me. But, you know, I definitely don't like separate them from, in the sense of like, I'm just gonna ignore. Look at how he's standing to warm his backside. That's pretty funny. I feel like I haven't seen that one before. He's like, Yoonah, I know when I need to be professional and when I don't need to be. And, you know, especially because this business, it was my father's dream. And I don't want to let all of that hard work go to waste. Like, I do take it seriously. And he's like, you know, my mom most likely said those things because she doesn't want me gaining some kind of other attachment to the island. And Yoonah's like, you mean because of me? Like, creating a new attachment to the island? And he's like, yeah, basically like that. And so he's like, are you sure you're not doubting me, Yoonah? Like, obviously that's why you left the restaurant, was because you were doubting me. And she's like, you know, I was. And he's like, well, Yoonah, if you can't tell by now, like, I like you. And only you. And if you're ever doubting something about me, just ask me. I promise I'll answer. I didn't realize that they were almost burning to death. So we are inside the house now. So, phew, let's dodge that bullet. So back to where we were. So yeah, he's saying, if you ever doubt, just ask me. I promise I'll answer. I have no reason to keep things a secret from you. And not to mention, I'd rather answer your questions than have my mom putting in what she thinks is the answer. And so Yoonah's like, of course, I definitely will, Hyung-sik. Like, that's not a question anymore. Oh my gosh, this guy just has to come over here and ruin the moment. Let's see if we can get them to snuggle. It says they're having an awkward encounter, but I feel like it says that for all my Sims, and I don't know why. Oh, look at them. And she's like, thank you so much for talking with me, Hyung-sik, and just letting me work through all of it. And he's like, of course, Yoonah, like, I would never imagine anything else. Like, I really like you. And so on that note, oh my goodness, Hyung-sik, no, don't you walk away. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get them to embrace. I don't know, but we're gonna just try to at least do that. Like, see, why do my Sims keep rejecting that? Like, I'm so confused. Like, this is so aggravating. Like, I swear it must be something with all of these updates. But anyways, guys, just pretend for the sake of the story that they hugged and they made up. All is well. They've talked all of their situations and issues out. So anyways, they are going to say goodbye. There's a hug. She's like, I've got to get back home. It's super late. I mean, it's literally almost 4 o'clock in the morning. So he's like, yeah, no worries. I'll see you later, right? And she's like, yeah, definitely. Of course. I'm so sorry for the last few days. It was a lot for me to take in, and he gets it. And so he's like, all right, good night, Yoonah. I'll see you later. It is Saturday morning, and I thought I would show you guys this from when she was talking with Hyung-sik, a token of trust. Yoonah's recent love interest confessed to having little experience in love. Wait, come back. Okay, in love. It's nice that they trust her to talk about this without fearing her reaction. Everyone starts somewhere, and of course, Yoonah is fine with this. She feels proud that Yoonah would consider her as a first real partner. I mean, I don't know why it's saying Yoonah, but it probably means Hyung-sik. So I feel like my game is very confused. Also, her energy bar is not going down, which is strange. So there's just a lot of strange things going on in this game right now, and I'm confused by it, like the not being able to fish, all the like anger with the relationships and awkwardness, like there's just a lot. So anyways, also I thought I'd let you know she got a text message from Sohee this morning and telling her that so she has a modeling shoot and that the two other models that she's supposed to be posing with got food poisoning and they're not able to make it, and so she needs two replacements. So she's asking if her and Min would be willing to help her out, and has given her all these details of what it is and where to meet. And Yoonah's like, I do owe Sohee, and like I really appreciate her. So she's like, yeah, I'll do it. And she's like, I know Min will do it, like without even thinking twice. So so we have a photo shoot and things coming up. So this was a very long episode, so I'm so sorry if it was too long, but if you made it this far, thank you so much. So thank you, Tater Tots, for joining me on this K-drama legacy. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we can get these glitches all worked out and everything, because we need our story to flow, if you know what I mean. So if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the future episodes. It means the world to me when you guys do. And also hit that like button and drop a comment. I love reading your comments. They help give me motivation, and they just make me feel excited to know that you guys are enjoying my series. So, oh my goodness, guys, I can't wait for all the things that are going to happen. So, okay, I'm going to keep myself calm and collected. So anyways, I will catch you next time. See ya!